Welcome everybody to the channel. Coming to you with XDC. Was this token crypto was research on it, try to get a video out, and if you would read that disclaimer, and we'll get right into the charts on XDC. As you see right here, XDC is pulling back with the market. Let me take this off right now. We've had a big pullback in the crypto market. Bitcoin sitting at 67,700, and we have pushed all the way down to the 1.618 here on the 4-hour chart for XDC. XDC is continuing to drop at sitting at 3364, a little over 3 cents, and it's down through almost 3% on the new day here. With 3 hours in this new day, and this is what we get in a bear market. To be honest with you, we just it's I hate to bring bad news, but we just pulling back. And you ask, where could XDC go? Well, we down here at the 1.618 right now. I went back and looked and see where it had resistance at, where we could hit and try to hold this support on this pullback. And the first place I got to was right here at 0.03349, just below this 1.618. If the market continues to pull back in this area of support right here, this don't hold the support, you can look for XDC to pull back at 0.3292. And then, we'll have to assess the situation from there if it further pulls back. But right now, we could pull just below the 1.618 here and bounce, and also with Bitcoin get a reversal and head back up. Start, moving back up a little bit. But I wanted to cover this because it was requested, and I want to kind of let you know what XDC is. So I pulled it up on chat, and what XDC Network actually does. XDC is a hybrid blockchain built for real world finance and trade. It's not trying to be a meme coin. It's not trying to dominate NFTs. It's focused on enterprise use cases like trade finance infrastructure. One of XDC's main goals is to modernize global trade finance. Think of letters of credit, trade invoices, cross-border settlements, supply chain financing. And right now, global trade runs on slow, paper-heavy systems. XDC allows those documents and financial agreements to be digitized, tokenized, settled on blockchain, and audible in real time. That's a multi-trillion-dollar industry. So, tokenizing real-world assets, RWAs. XDC helps turn real-world assets into blockchain tokens. Examples are treasury bills, bonds, trade receivables, commodities, structured financial products, and this allows faster settlement, fractional ownership, improved liquidity, and automated compliance. The next major crypto narrative is likely RWA, and XDC is positioned directly in that lane. And it's the hybrid blockchain model. XDC is not fully public like Ethereum. It runs on a hybrid model, meaning public network for transparency, private network capability for institutions. So that's good for XDC. I really didn't know that. Banks don't want everything public, and that is very true. They want privacy and control, and XDC provides both. You got low fees and fast settlement. For institution, cost matters. XDC offers very low transaction fees, fast block finality, EVM capability, can run Ethereum-based smart contracts. That makes it easier for developers and financial institutions to build on it. Enterprise and ISO 222 positioning. XDC aligns itself with ISO 222 financial messaging standards, which are being adopted globally by banks. That matters for swift integration potential, institution interoperability, regulatory compatibility. Is built to plug into traditional finance, not to replace it overnight. So in simple terms, XDC is trying to be the blockchain infrastructure layer for global trade and tokenized finance. No hype, no speculation, infrastructure. Why some investors like it? Because RWA tokenization explodes. Trade finance moves on chain. Institutions demand hybrid solution. Then XDC is already built for that. So that I wanted to bring that to you. For those that's interested in XDC, just give you an overview of what it does and what it is. But the real thing, why everybody argues about them, about meme coins while retail chases pumps, XDC Network has been building quietly in the background. It's no hype, no screaming influencers, just infrastructure. And that's exactly why you should be paying attention. You should. I didn't know much about XDC, but I'm liking what I'm hearing. Because when institutions move, they just don't tweet about it. And we've seen that about, Canton Network, another privacy token that banks have or back. That's the banker's token, and it looks like to me XDC is lined up for that too. Let's break down what actually is happening with XDC right now. First, XDC is not trying to be a meme coin, a gaming chain, a hype-driven layer one. It's built for trade finance, tokenized real-world assets, enterprise blockchain adoption, and, it's regulatory-friendly infrastructure. And it's the back-end plumbing for finance. And that means it's very different from most altcoins. This is where things get interesting, with real-world asset growth. Real-world asset tokenization is exploding, really. Treasuries, trading bourses, commodities, structured finance products, and XDC has positioned itself directly in the lane. It's it's a very good product. I'm here to tell you. And I'm a firm believer in, the privacy narrative. Banks and institutions want privacy. They want that option privacy. And you got a lot out there in the altcoins projects that's not privacy, which will be used. I mean, I'm not knocking it down because it's not privacy, but when you're moving money and you got all this information, you don't want too much information out there in the public, and for somebody just to mess the whole system up. We got hackers everywhere. Just trying to rip people off, and you got countries trying to rip people off, trying to hack and take Bitcoin and all XRP and all. I mean, it's just unreal. It's just not an individual person. You got countries out there trying to do it. And XDC has positioned itself directly in that lane. The network has been expanding institutional integrations and compliance tooling, which is critical for banks and financial entities. This isn't speculation, This is infrastructure positioning. And, and infrastructure narratives last longer than hype narratives. Let's think like a bank. Just think, if you're moving millions or billions, you want low transaction fees. You want regulatory clarity. You want EVM compatibility. I mean, stable infrastructure and then operability. XDC checks those boxes. I mean, by what I have, this little bit of research I've done, I'm going to start investing in XDC. I'm glad the guy whoever requested this, I can't think of his name right now, but he'll see this video. And just keep in mind it runs on a hybrid blockchain model, public and private capabilities. That's attractive to institutions that want blockchain efficiency without full public exposure. And that's where it separates, itself from pure retail chains. XDC recently pushed technical upgrades improving performance, stability, EVM capability, and scalability. Those upgrades don't get retail hype, but they matter. You have to watch these tokens that don't, it's sad to say, but the hype behind XRP, not saying that I don't hold some. Usually the first ones there, the first ones out, they don't never really win the race. They really don't. They take off strong, but eventually something a little better, better paced comes along midway about to the end and passes it and just leaves it behind it, loses. But they matter because institutional change, must be stable before capital flows in. And always, infrastructure first and speculation later. Now let's talk about price. XDC, like, most altcoins, is still tied to overall market cycles. You got short-term volatility, consolidation, and, micro pressure. But long-term, if RWA, narrative continues, if institutional adoption increases, and the tokenized finance grows, XDC is going to benefit from this. And, people will, why isn't it pumped yet? I mean, just give it time. Just give it time. Accumulate, I say like this, the Lord giving you time to, accumulate and benefit, your risk to reward, some of us may have plenty of XDC. Like me, I don't have none, but I'm going to start investing now. But always, crypto's maturing, it's going to be Clarity Act, and then we'll see from there. Like in the first, cycle with speculation, second, DeFi, the third cycle is memes and NFTs. So what's the next cycle? I think it's tokenized real world finance, and that's no hype, that's capital markets. And if that, if it plays out, if that thesis plays out, infrastructure change and like XDC become extremely important. If, but you got risk if RWA slows and the institutions delay adoption, but I don't think that's going to happen. No bank, all these institutions don't want to get left behind. They really don't, and they ain't. And if, regulation shifts, growth could take longer than, retail expects, but this isn't, you got to think about it. This isn't a lottery ticket. It's a position in play. We're going to have to wait and give things time to play out, So here's my question for you. Is XDC undervalued because it's boring, or is it boring because it hasn't proven itself yet? Just comment. Just write a comment. XDC infrastructure play. If you believe institutions are coming, and if you're not convinced yet, just write in there. You post. Write in a comment, waiting for proof, and be honest. Are you investing in? Do you have crypto projects that you invested in because of the hype? I mean, be honest. There's a lot of people. I'm not bringing negativity to XRP. It's just I got caught up in that hype, and I didn't lose money, but I didn't make a lot. I didn't buy in at 20 cents or anywhere 50 cents. But I'll get that chance to next time because it's going back under $1. It's going back to 70 cents. But just think about what I said. Because you got to think about this. Quiet projects sometimes move the biggest when the cycle turns. Think about that. So this is where we're at on XDC. I know it got long. I seen it on TradingView here, and if we go to the weekly chart, it don't really look. It's like it's been red, for a while coming down. It was. Now on TradingView, they got it up here at 8 cent. I mean 8 cent, not 83 cent, but 8 cent. But we're currently sitting at 0.3341, right over 3 cents. So we did wick down here to when we had that major drop. We did wick down to 0.2948. And let me get back on the hourly chart. I just ain't trying to bring. This is going to be, like I say, look, we did, let's go to the 4 hour. We right up under that trend line, so I'm just giving you a warning. We could be going down further to the 0.3291. Not being negative, but that's where we could be headed. But we could make a bounce here. I didn't see no support level here. There's a lot of resistance above us. We're not left no gaps up here, but it's just pulling back. The overall market's pulling back. I'm just looking at the cryptos. You got XDC. It's down 3.61%. And you got SUI down almost 5.5%. And I can't, it's just, there's not no fear in the market. The VIX is sitting under 20 at 19.08. But people is so nervous right now with what's going on overseas. That's what it boils down to. And you got people de-risking. This is what this is. This is de-risking because they unsure of what's going to happen in Iran. And I'm just bringing you that to let you know. This is what we're faced with right now. We don't know what's happening, and we are going to pull back further in the bear market. Now, I don't really see XDC going much further because it's pulled back right much from 8 cents right now. It's hard to say where we could pull back. We could come all the way back down here when we had that major drop, the 0.02936, just to give you a heads up. We could be headed back there in the overall, longer term. I think between 0.3349 and 0.3292, this could hold right now on the pullback that we're seeing right now. Then from there, we'll know further about XDC. But I wanted to bring you this update. I wanted to explain to everybody what XDC was, what it done, and give you an overall view. But don't, the time in this bear market is almost over. I mean, we got a couple more months, and I tell you what I think Bitcoin's going to pull back to. You have to go see. I got a video out. Bitcoin isn't dead, and it gives you more understanding where Bitcoin could pull back to. And you look at the video and watch the video, you'll get a better understanding where Bitcoin's going to pull back. Now, we could see if Bitcoin pulls back to where I think it's going to pull back, XDC could get, 1.5 cent, back down to one. I mean, get down to 1 cent, 1.5 cent, to be honest with you, in the long term, before we start going back in a bull market cycle. Before Bitcoin makes its complete bottoms out, consolidates, and heads back up again. But I just wanted to give you that update. So if you like the content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless you.